Good morning. Well, it's Thanksgiving week, and I'm sure many of you are like we are. You've got family coming in. You're looking forward to a great feast featuring a big turkey on Thursday, and it's going to be a wonderful week of getting back together. It made me think about the beginnings of this Thanksgiving feast, and I went back and looked it up again. There were some things I remembered, some things I had forgotten. I think we all remember that it was the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag Indians that got together for the first Thanksgiving feast in the fall of 1621. They were celebrating the Pilgrims' first successful harvest. We might even remember the events that preceded that, when a young Pawtuxet tribesman by the name of Squanto helped the Pilgrims by teaching them how to cultivate corn, how to catch fish, how to extract maple syrup, how to avoid poisonous plants. Basically, how to not only survive, but to thrive in this new land that they were in. But what I had forgotten was the event that immediately preceded that. Remember that the Mayflower had come over in 1620. It was a very difficult 66-day voyage. There were 102 passengers. And when they arrived on the shores of North America, many of those passengers were sick. In fact, after the first winter in 1620, there were over half of those passengers who had died. And it was in the early spring of 1621 when a young, somewhat unknown Abenaki tribesman by the name of Samoset came knocking on the door of the Pilgrims. They were literally still living inside the ship, sick with dysentery and many other diseases. He came, he greeted them, and he greeted them surprisingly in their native language, in English. He saw the need, he left, and several days later, it was he who brought Squanto to these pilgrims to help them learn how to be successful in this new land. As I thought about Samoset, I thought about his traits, his qualities. He was a person who welcomed them. He was a person who spoke their language. He was a person who sought out to understand their need. And he was a person who then brought the resources to meet that need. He was a bridge builder. And what's interesting is the man that he brought, Squanto, was a guy who had no reason to help these people. He had been previously kidnapped by an English sea captain, taken away in slavery over to England, where he was able to escape and somehow make his way back. And yet he was willing to come and help these English travelers. He too was a bridge builder. I look at the society we're living in today. We're divided more than I can ever remember. Red and blue, black, white, and brown. We look for ways to be divided. We have leaders and wannabe leaders who are experts at division, at demonizing the opposition. And what we have is a society that is stuck in dissension and in destruction. Perhaps now more than ever before, we need bridge builders. And bridge builders, very simply, are those who put the needs of others before the needs of themselves, even if those people don't look like them, don't talk like them, and may not even have their best interests at heart. The Bible talks about this kind of an attitude. In Proverbs chapter 3, it says, "Don't withhold good from someone who deserves it when it's in your power to do so." In Hebrews, the writer says, "Don't forget to do good and share what you have, because God is pleased with such sacrifices." And Paul says to the Philippians, Instead of a person watching out for their own good, watch out for what is better for others. As we all celebrate this Thanksgiving week, we should be thankful for the freedoms that we enjoy. We should be thankful for the bounty that we have. But more than ever, we should be committed to become bridge builders. And if we do that one person at a time, one family at a time, one church at a time, one community at a time, we will change our culture. We will cultivate new leaders who will bring people together rather than tearing them apart. Let that be our mission. Let that be our purpose as we celebrate this Thanksgiving. Have a great week and happy Thanksgiving.